Well, welcome along to the Craig Avery Show. We've got a really action-packed program. We've got a Sporting Led from America. And in the second hour of the program, we've got a fantastic actor, Mr. Gerard Day, joining us from sunny California. Well, an inspirational song for an inspirational guest. I should have Gerard Day join me on the phone.
Hey, what's up, man? How are you?
Yeah, I'm very, very well indeed. Now, how's things in sunny California?
Well, you know, they're always sunny. Today it's a little bit of cloudy, but that gives us a break from the sun that we're so used to. But it's always beautiful, no matter, even if it's cloudy. When I first moved here, someone told me, he said the worst day here is better than the best day anywhere else, and I've been a lot of places, and I got to say I know there's a lot of good places, but man, it sure is good here.
No, it's a lovely part of the world, a lovely part of the world. I very much enjoyed my time over there, and I hope to be back over there before the end of the year.
Yeah, you should definitely come out and visit, and when you come out, I'll take you to the Magic Castle.
Right.
And, some of the other places there.
Yeah, definitely do so. Now, talk about your acting career, and first of all, how it all got started.
How it got started? Well, my passion for acting started much in the same way that my passion for speaking and motivating people and just sort of inspiring people got started. And that was way back in school, having a very, very difficult childhood, and being told I was stupid, being told I was retarded, being told that I couldn't learn, and so on and so forth. And I had one teacher who looked at me and said, that's silly, because I told her I can't learn, and she said, that's ridiculous. You're an intelligent kid, you're a smart kid, you can do that, you can do anything you want to. And she introduced me to drama, and it was the first time I had ever felt really good at something, and it was the first time I'd ever felt like I could actually do something, and it turned out I was actually pretty good at it. Now, looking back over it, I know that I wasn't very good then, but compared to all the kids around me and just everyone else, I actually did pretty good for my first couple tries at things, at plays, and so on and so forth. And then from there, I just moved on, went to college, became a theater major, acted throughout high school and college, and from there, I took a little bit of a break to pursue other things. Like I got into the military for a little while, and I went to corporate America. And then after that, I just said, after a couple of years of that, I said, you know what, my dream has always been to be a professional actor, so I have to do that, because if I don't, I don't want to ever look back on life and regret. So then I came out to L.A., and within a month, I had my first speaking role in a major film, and I wish I could say that it's all been sort of like, downhill from there, but, life is cyclical. You have ups and downs.
Yeah.
So,
was that Go for Broke? Was that the first film?
No, that was not the first film. The first major film I ever had a line in was called Rise and Fall, the name changed to Going Down the Rise and Fall of Heidi Fleiss, and it was about the Hollywood Madam. I actually came on set as an extra, and there was about 150 extras, and that little voice in my head that sort of always guides me said, go back to set. And so I put my meal away, and went back to set, and then Charles McDougall, who's extremely successful, he came up to me and he said, "Would you like to say something?" And he had a very thick British accent, and I didn't quite understand him. And he said, "How'd you like to say something?" And I said, "Oh, do you mean dialogue, sir?" And he said, "Yes." And so I said, "Absolutely, I'd love to say something in your film." So he auditioned me, and I got the role, and I got Taft-Hartley'd, which meant I was then eligible to join SAG, which now is SAG-AFTRA, but at the time it was SAG. So that was sort of my coming of age, I guess, or, hello, welcome to L.A.
And so what roles did that then lead you to?
Very, very quickly, I started booking, because I've always been a hustler. I figured that life isn't going to give you anything unless you go out and get it. And I've heard a lot of people say something to the effect that, good things come to those who wait, but awesome things come to those who get up and work for it. So I just essentially got out there and started hustling, meeting everybody I could, and said, and everyone could see that I had a genuine attitude, and I was genuinely willing to work. So I got roles in 2 or 3. My first lead, which was Go for Broke 2, that was in a film. I think I wrapped that 1 day before my 1-year anniversary in Los Angeles. So my goal was to star in a film 1 year in Los Angeles, and 1 day before that, anniversary date, I wrapped that film. But I'd done, I think, 4 or 5 films that year. Not great films. I would not encourage anyone to go back and look at them. But you know, you got to start somewhere, right?
Oh, definitely. But things did change quite quickly with Live, didn't it? Oh, you got an award on that.
Oh, well, Live came a couple of years later.
All right.
But Live, I had already gotten to a point in my career where I decided I wasn't going to be doing any work, any low-budget work. And then I got the script for Live from a director who I'd respected quite a bit, Josh Weigel, who's a really amazing director. I had been knowing him for about a year. He'd seen my work, and we'd been trying to work together on something. He'd sent me a couple of scripts, and it just never worked out. And when he sent me Live, he said, like, this one I wrote with you in mind. So I read it. I was really moved by the script, and I called my manager at the time, and I said, Anthony, I want to do this. I know it doesn't fit what you want, but I really, really want to do this. It was a short film. It was nothing like what we had discussed that we were going to do. But I did the film, and turns out it was one of the best decisions of my career up to this point. But also personally, it was extremely fulfilling because the film is ultimately about hope. It's about a man named Thomas who is going through a very dark time and period in his life, and he's contemplating suicide. He's suffering from extreme depression, and you sort of feel his struggle as an audience. And ultimately, in the end of this 7-minute journey, you feel like you've been taken on a complete ride and a complete arc through this man's journey. And then you see ultimately that his life is, or this message is about hope. And to me personally, that's one of my personal passions, is giving people hope and giving them inspiration in any way I can for their own lives. And the film has now gone on to, it's played at several film festivals that are geared towards people with mental illness. It's helped tons of people. We've gotten a lot of mail from people who have suffered from depression at some point in their life, or who have had family members who have suffered from depression, or just the plethora of amazing responses about how this film has helped people. And I have amazing levels of gratitude for having been blessed enough to be able to work on it. So,
and this kind of runs parallel to something else that you do, which is writing and inspirational speaking.
Yeah, I do. When I first moved to LA, I was really excited because I was like, I'm going to start speaking at schools. I'm going to start, it's something I'd always wanted to do because of my childhood and because of what I went through. I really wanted to give kids a message of hope and inspiration. And when I got to LA, I was told basically, call us when you're famous, by a couple of organizations. And so that kind of took the wind out of my sails a little bit. And I said, okay, well, I guess I'll have to get famous then. And I was in a networking group a couple of years later with a bunch of producers and directors and financiers, and we have networking breakfasts. And one of the guys who's a buddy of mine, he's the creator of a show that's on a pretty popular show that's on TV here in the States. And he said, well, Jared, we've just listened to your story, and you've inspired every single one of us. You should start speaking and writing now. And I said, oh, okay. So I took an email that I'd gotten from a friend, or I'd given to a friend. She had sent me a message saying, with a picture saying, hey, I haven't seen you in a couple of years. Am I sexy now? And I knew what she wanted to hear, but I knew what her heart needed to hear. So I wrote her back an email that said, basically what I believed sexy really was, and where it comes from, and working on character and working on her as a human being, and instead of trying to be attractive to all people, let who you are and let the beauty of who you are be attractive to the right person. And that was about a 3-paragraph email, and she wrote me back crying, saying, I'm crying. You should share this with other people. I've shared it with my friends and my family, my mom, and everyone loves it. So those two events sort of went side by side, and I said, well, I'm going to start sharing some of these things with people. So I started a blog called Yes, I Can Now. It's actually a group on Facebook now. And I don't know can I say that? Is that okay?
You've done it. No problem at all. No problem at all.
So I started the group on Facebook, and people just started responding more and more, and now total I write for about 12 groups, and I also have a blog that I just started called Success Curator, Inspirational.com, and I have about 6,000 people now which is modest in today's market. I know it's not a huge following, but it's people that some people have now gone off and started their own blogs as a result of the writing, and some people I've gotten maybe 300 emails from people who said, I was going to give up on my dreams, I was going to give up on my, on this, and so on and so forth, or I was going to, walk away from a relationship, or many number of things. And they've written me and said, you've given me hope to keep going and to continue when I wanted to quit, or to not give up on life. A few people have shared that with me, which, if I accomplish nothing else in life, the fact that one life has been made better because I was here, then my life has been worth it.
Yeah, that certainly is a reward in itself. Yeah, absolutely makes total sense to me. Now, what's next in the plan for you?
Well, I just got done working. This pilot season has been pretty cool. I've gone out on quite a few pilots, and I was blessed enough to work recently with John Voight, which at this point has been the highlight of my career.
Yeah.
And that has led to a couple other things, but I'm getting ready to shoot a film called Dusty and the Desert Rose, and it's another one of those projects. I saw the script and I met the director, and I just said, I got to work on this. And I told my manager, I said, this is one of those things, like, everything in my soul is screaming that I want to do this, because it's about a man suffering from extreme OCD, and he wants to end his life. And there's a story of redemption and hope within it. And that's something that speaks to me, because I know that people are going to be touched and moved by this. So we're shooting the first 30 minutes of it, and then we're going to be shooting the feature in a couple months. So that's immediate plans. But there are a couple other projects, 2 films that I had to sign non-disclosure agreements on, so I can't really discuss the details of them.
If you sign a non-disclosure form, best not to get us involved in any litigation.
Yeah, well, it's funny. Everyone in the age of Twitter and Facebook, when I worked on the new Showtime show that just came out, or it's coming out, the pilot hasn't aired yet, but when I worked with John Voight, we had to sign a non-disclosure agreement for tweeting, and so we can't post any pictures or tweet or Facebook about details about the show or anything. I can say who I worked with, hence me saying John Voight, but I can't say anything else about the show. So it's a world of information, and information flows very, very quickly and freely. So,
well, perhaps you'll join us when it's on general release and released over in the UK.
Yeah, absolutely.
That'd be good. Now, if anyone wants to see any trailers or touch your website or the motivational writing you've done, how can I get hold of you?
Oh, well, the main hub is jaredday.com, and that's spelled JAREDDAY.com. And on there I have links, the little icon links on the left to my blog, which is successcurator.com. And also there's the group on Facebook, which is Yes, I Can Now, once you log into Facebook. And also for, Live. I think if anyone wants to check out Live, that would be an amazing experience.
Yeah, definitely do that. I'd recommend that.
For them. On my website to the left, there's a little YouTube icon, and that links directly to Live on YouTube. It's a 7-minute film, but really, really powerful and a wonderful experience for anyone who views it.
Well, thank you very much, Jared, for joining us on the program, and we look forward to have you when you can give us a little bit more information about these feature-length films.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you so much for having me, man. I'm very excited. Hope you guys have a wonderful day.
Thank you, and yourself, Jared. I'm sure you're in sunny California. We're cold here on the Kentish coast. Thanks again for joining us.
All right, bud. Bye-bye.
Take care.